We.
Here we go, back to our friends Grasons. So this sale is not their usual estate sale. This is actually a bunch of storage units that were cleaned out. I've been looking for one of these clocks for a while, but they're always so expensive. But at 75% off, it was like $4.
Yeah,
So
something like that.
yeah, so totally worth it. And then Sarah found this like stash of pins.
Oh, those were exciting. Yeah, the enamel pens.
Yeah.
I mean, they're not worth a ton, maybe $5 to $8 a piece, but I mean, with 75% off, they were like
50 cents each.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was,
And then this coral necklace. This is still new in the box, vintage. It's still got the sticker from Hawaii on it. And here we are starting our pile of joy. They had a section of the table ready for us. Look at that. Look at that.
so nice.
Grayson's hearts the Susan, and Susan hearts the Grayson. All those pins. And this staple gun.
Oh yeah, the swing line electric staple gun.
Yeah.
Still had staples.
Yeah, still had staples. We plugged it in, and I shot a staple across the room.
Yep. It was...
And then we found this tape gun. Like, Sarah put it into the universe. She's like, oh, I wish we had a tape gun.
I know. I said, we're
did.
gonna find a tape gun. Now we got a tape gun.
Oh, Department 56 stuff. I'm going to pick these up every time, especially if they're cheap. I mean, they're not crazy valuable, but each one is $20 to $30, and they were $2.50 a piece, I think.
After the
discount, yeah.
Something like that.
And so there was these trees, and then 2 planes. I got 2 of one plane, and then a couple of little ones.
They were all originally $10, or that's what they were marked down to today on this day.
Yeah. So into the pile they go, man. Yeah, Grayson Storage Wars. We used to love to watch Storage Wars, and now I feel like we got our own version of
I
it.
know. It's fun.
This like rotating Christmas tree thing was kind of cool, but it was not trading for much. This guy was a great surprise. Oh my goodness, the Pipka Laplander Santa.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I pulled it out. I didn't really know what it was. I saw that it was numbered on the bottom, so it was limited, and it's signed by the artist as well on the bottom of the thing.
Worth over $100.
Yeah, you see the comp up there right now, going for $150.
Yeah.
And it was $20 at 75% off. That's a crazy deal. This guy, colored glass. You know we are always going to look for colored glass.
Heck yes.
And again, it's only like a $25 item, but this pink rose glass thing.
Fenton.
Oh, it's Fenton. It's 47.
Yeah.
I was incorrect.
Yes, it was
Man.
actually, it was a good find. I liked that apple that was sitting there, but ended up not
Oh, this little Chinese guy.
much.
It's hard to find comps on this guy, but the things that I found that were close to him for the 50 cents we paid for him were certainly worth it. And then this porcelain egg, this is like circa 1900 or so. Just a cool little souvenir from Thatcher Island Lights from the early 1900s. I think they ended up giving it to us for $5 plus 75% off. This map, watching the footage now, I really wish I would have bought it. If nothing else, just to keep in our tiki bar in the basement.
Yeah,
just to keep
why
in the Lazy Susan.
Didn't we? It would look so cute on the wall.
I just couldn't find comps. This is one of my favorite books, but I already own a first print of it, and the first print is not all that valuable. This was a first printing as well. But Richard Bach, if you haven't read any Richard Bach books, go do it. Also Khalil Gibran, another fantastic author that I just already have some of these, but this is the 13th print, so it wasn't really worth it. Here's Sarah's favorite.
Oh, I mean, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if it sells. But it was this Singer Futurama 900 or Futurama. Oh, that was a slip.
But Futura 900 Singer sewing machine from the 70s.
It's an embroidery machine.
Embroidery machine, yeah. We were able to test it a little bit, but we didn't have the right needles. But it functioned on all of the settings. It just we didn't have the needles to test it.
And the needle broke, and then it didn't have the correct needle. So But
It was $20 plus 75% off.
yeah, it ended up being like $7.
Yeah, and I mean it
As I was
works.
just testing it, making sure it would at least move.
This was a nice little find. This little vase stand here. Um, some of the older ones are going for hundreds and hundreds of dollars. This one is not necessarily that old, but you'll see at the
50.
comps at the end when we go through, like it was definitely worth the pickup. I think it was marked at $15 before a discount. Here's the find. This sunglass case, right?
Oh.
Well, turns out the sunglasses case had sunglasses in it that we'll come back to later. This tape player that's in my hand right now, I actually spent some time this evening trying to fix it, replace the belts. It's just not working. It's an electrical problem, and I couldn't even get underneath the main board to fix it. So threw it in the trash. It was $2 or something like that. Oh, there's a bunch of USC gear. Any,
Oh yeah.
any
We got a
kind of
lot
like Nike sports gear is always going to sell. Always does well. You see the comps up here, like it's really worth it.
Oh yeah, the vintage London fog.
Yeah, the London Fog trench coat from the '90s. That was cool. You can't really see it
Yeah.
there. You'll see pictures of it later. And then some more USC gear that we found. I mean, dude, just Grayson's is the noise. Seriously, anytime you get a chance in the Nashville, Clarksville area to support Grayson's, please do.
Yeah, really, really great deals.
Some vintage neckties, not a lot of value, but they were pretty and put some together in a lot. They were started at $4 each,
Yeah,
which means they were 75 cents a piece or something like that.
something like that. Yeah, I mean, not worth a ton, but they were pretty.
Yeah. Oh, here we go in our pile, putting everything in our pile. We're going to start adding stuff up. Grand total of everything was over $200, and it came down to just like $70 or something.
Yeah,
like that. It was
something crazy.
insane. Hey, thanks for tuning in to the Lazy Susan. We heart Graysons. I think I did a bad job of making a heart, but we still heart Graysons. Yay! Seriously, Graysons is the best. If you're in the Clarksville or Nashville area and you see a estate sale from them, go check it out. What was cool about that was, and it was the last day, it was 75% off, right?
Oh, it was amazing.
Yeah, it was amazing, but what was amazing was when we got to the front to pay for things, some things didn't have prices, and because we know them and they're great, they were like, I don't know, $3, $5, whatever, and then 75% off on top of it.
They were awesome.
Yeah, our bill was like $270, came down to like 75. Amazing. So thank you, Graysons. And some of that cool stuff we found, like the sunglasses, that was a nice surprise.
Right?
Right? The sewing machine, all kinds of cool stuff. But let's go look down below and see what we found. All right, let's get started. So you saw me pick up this coral necklace, this vintage pink coral necklace. It's still in the box from Hawaii, which is pretty cool. This was a nice little find. You saw the comp earlier. Not super expensive, but great for what we paid. This was a great find. This Pipka Reflections of Christmas doll, or doll statue. I grabbed it. It was, with 75% off. It was $20 to start with. And then to see that it was worth over $100, that was a good find. So this was the surprise of the day. This NASCAR 50th anniversary sunglasses case, which in itself I couldn't really find online, only worth maybe $15-20. But inside it, I glanced and didn't really notice there were these sunglasses, which, as you can see up on the screen, for not paying for and for being free, quite the find. Yeah, it was something else. So love finding stuff like that randomly tucked away in other items. Found this lot of Department 56 Christmas things. They're not crazy valuable, but you can see by some comps up right now and comps we showed earlier that they've got some value to them, and they were really cheap and all still in the box. Look, Grayson's is the best, period. But especially when things are 75% off. It's almost hard to pass some of this stuff up, especially with Christmas right around the corner. Well, you knew that these things were coming home with us. This was a surprise. Anytime we see colored glass, we take a second look, as you know. And as I looked this one up and saw that it was worth $40 or $50, it was kind of a nice surprise. Even with no maker's mark on it, it is a pretty piece and easy money right there. This was an interesting one. I actually couldn't find a comp exactly like it online. I could find other blue porcelain things like this and other things with Thatcher Island Lights souvenir items that were porcelain, but not this one. So I'm not real sure what we're going to price it at. I might just put it at $20 and see what happens. But you can see it's got the maker's mark on the bottom, SS Hartwell, which makes it pretty cool. Took a flyer on this. I found some online that were similar, but not this exact one. Not worth a ton, but I think it ended up being like 50 cents or something, and it's selling for $10, so it was just an easy pickup to grab. But this vintage Chinese porcelain doll, I think there's supposed to be a fishing pole in his hand, but it is unfortunately gone. This lot of pins, this Discover Flying tie tack, look, none of these are crazy valuable. I'm flashing some prices up on the screen, but each one was 50 cents. So it was kind of hard not to pass them up and take a chance on it. This All-Star pin, we actually got 2 of them, which is kind of cool. There's a little value there. These Disney pieces really only worth about $10 each, which was surprising to me. But they are really cool vintage pieces, and this one is still in the bag it came in, which is nice. We picked this up just on a whim because it was in the pin box, and found out that it's actually a thing, the Brighton silver bookmarks. This one's not crazy valuable, but enough for 50 cents for sure. You saw the comp on this clock later, travel alarm clock. The second hand doesn't work, but it does keep time, and it's just kind of a cool item from history. Good old vintage neckties. Not a lot of value in vintage neckties unless there's something really special to them, but these were pretty, and they were going for about $5 each, and I think they were a quarter or some ridiculous amount like that, so we grabbed a lot of 3 of them. This guy was a nice surprise. This one, I show the comp at $45. Some of them go for $200-$300. This one is not one of those, and the one I've got popped up on the screen is just similar, but it was a cool piece, and the price was really good with 75% off, so we grabbed that one. You saw us pick up this electric staple gun. You saw a comp for it earlier. Just a cool vintage tool, and the fact that it still had the box in it made it definitely worth picking up. Loved finding this vintage Singer Futura 900 sewing machine. It works. Sarah got it to work. We don't have the right needles for it, so not all of the settings work. The needle broke because we need a special needle, but it does function, which is great. You saw me pick up the USC. You saw a comp for one of them. They're all about the same. These are all Nike pieces except this last one, which is specifically USC from the university branded, but a cool pickup. And I just love this London Fog vintage jacket. These range all over the place in price, but it was $1 or $2, and I just couldn't resist picking it up. So that's what we got for you today, Low Flits. Thanks so much for tuning in. Really cool stuff today. Grasons was the best. Thanks for bearing with us as we dealt with these silent films for a couple of weeks. Yeah, it was the slow motion, the silent film. It was not good.
It wasn't great. We had, and you missed some gems.
We did. We had some gems of things we've said. They were pretty great.
They were so great.
So great. Yeah. But I would love it if you would comment down below anything you see, anything that you like, don't like. I would just love to get some more comments, because people who watch our videos, like, people are watching them. We've got 1,000 views per video or more, but we don't see any comments, and I would love some comments.
And hey, if you're looking for something in particular, we are out almost every weekend looking for awesome things. Yeah. So comment below, tell us what you want, and we'll keep an eye on it.
Yeah, totally. So please don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we will see you next time. And remember, don't let your meat loaf.